with the drawing tutorial using the Paintology drawing app from Google Play Store. So if you're new to this live stream, you will know that Paintology has a different approach to drawing digitally, and that is to teach you fundamental techniques, art techniques, all the techniques you may be familiar with traditional drawing that can be equally applied also to digital drawing. So if you're looking for tools to help you draw, you would probably be better off somewhere else, because this app is designed to teach you core fundamental skills, which is essentially what makes good artists, great artists from any beginner, someone who's starting out. So it's actually the pinnacle of what most artists seek in their skill sets. So let's go ahead and let me give you a quick intro. So my name's Firdaus, and I developed the Paintology drawing app designed to make drawing easy, fast, and much more fun than the typical way that drawing is done digitally. This is normally how I draw with my phone here. So I'm using this phone right now and my finger, but right now I'm using my stylus, which you can get very easily as well from Amazon or eBay, fairly cheap. And if you want to make drawing a routine part of your life, it's probably worth just spending a few dollars to get the stylus so you can quickly get it out and start drawing. So what else do I need to show you here? So all the live streams are placed on this page. I'm going to show you before I do the actual live session, so you have time to load the reference image that I refer to in your app or on your phone and follow along with me. So in this case, to get to that page, go to paintology.com, live streams, Google Classroom, and click on that, which is just below the video that you see, and then you'll come to this page and you'll see 18th September. I've already done the Firdaus, which is this particular reference image of Chris Pratt, and then I'm essentially doing the Paintology channel here, and then the second reference image here. So this is the famous Emma Watson, who has appeared in many of the Harry Potter movies. So we're going to draw her. And so this is it. And another thing I wanted to mention is, okay, let's have a look there, is this Google Classroom. So if you're really serious about learning drawing, and the quickest and most effective way possible, I would encourage you to join the Google Classroom. So link is in the description, and it has all the drawing classes that you can follow at your own pace and work rapidly learning the process of drawing and learning the art techniques quickly to get up to speed really fast and draw. Ultimate aim is to draw photorealistically, which I routinely do as well. So this is all the practice sessions you can think of. That's all in this class, all in this Google Classroom. So let's dive ahead and let me pull a drawing that I did this morning of Chris Pratt. And this impressed me quite a bit, since it really brought out the important points I was trying to make about drawing, which is essentially drawing that applies to all types of art mediums. Don't think digital art medium has to be done in a particular way. You can actually make good drawings using the digital medium. It's just that It just so happens the emphasis always is on tools. It bypasses any of the art techniques like blending, that you have tools for that, filling and shapes and all that. So one of the drawbacks of using so many tools is that the actual drawing will look like computer generated, animated, not natural, like the way I've shown you on this phone. So that's the drawing, and I'm going to follow the same method I used to make this drawing because it was pretty clear cut as to the messages and the points I was trying to convey to people who wants to learn to draw rapidly using their phone and use those skills for two other mediums. That's a very important point. I'm not confining you or restricting you to use Paintology. I'm teaching you some essential techniques of art, fundamental skills, core skills of art, which includes tones, volume, shapes, form, perspective, you name it, all of those things and more as well. So this helps you a lot in trying to rapidly, instead of just blindly going through your own process, you now have a platform to enhance those skills at a rapid pace. So let's pick the drawing through the trace. So that's what we're going to do. I haven't actually downloaded it. So I have to go to Drive. Let me go to Drive. Let's see if I can find Drive. Yep, there it is. And then I have to go to Home. Let's see if I can find Emma Watson. There she is. Download that. So you can obviously click on the link and download it that I showed you earlier. And then let's go back to Paintology, select Emma Watson here. You can see she's in landscape mode. And there's a good reason I'm using landscape is only because YouTube and me are trying to work out an issue specific to the portrait mode, which I was doing earlier. So there's quite a few live sessions you can go through and follow along to, okay? And the reference images are in that page that I showed you. So how do we go about it? First of all, the point I want to make is that, yeah, this is the point I want to, let's save this. The point we wanted to make was a sort of something that I attended, a wedding that I attended with yesterday, and that made me realize that I need to really let beginners know the point of drawing and making detailed drawings such as this, because they would be very hard pushed to understand. This is a drawing I made in one of the live sessions, and the woman I was talking to, she looked at it and she says, "I just cannot fathom how you got here. I would not know where to begin. It's all a mystery to me." And so I was trying to find out some answers, and it went over her head. I was trying to tell her that it's a process, a drawing process. So eventually I ended up going to a drawing which gave her an aha moment. And this was to show another piece of drawing based off that elephant, which was this one here. And then when she looked at that, then it immediately became clear that it was the ability to just keep adding the drawing, refining the drawing as you go through the process of drawing from zero to all the way to finish. And the process of drawing all the way from zero to finish is building up these details as you go. And I will show you how to build up these details very quickly, rapidly through this portrait drawing, so you will be able to understand this process and this art of drawing. This art of drawing, I have to tell you, is pretty standard across the board. Anyone who does acrylic watercolors, you name it, oils, pastels, will start off gradually building up the pit in their drawing bit by bit like this. And the drawing process, which I looked online in Google, is rarely mentioned by artists. And the reason why artists rarely mention it is only because they have their own technique which they feel cannot be relayed or conveyed to the person watching it. And that's not true. This I have proven that you can, and with the Paintology, you can convey the steps towards the final drawing, and that is what I'm going to show you, the art. And these are art techniques that you, me, anyone who chooses to do so can pick it up very easily. There is no drawing experience required as such, and I will show you how. So let's go back to our original drawing, which is of Emma Watson, and let's look at what we have here. If you're new to this drawing, you will know immediately that that this is in the trace mode, and you will see that this trace mode allows you to trace this drawing, and this is one of the fundamental points of enhancing your skills. Trace mode method of drawing. Consider yourself very fortunate that you live in this digital world where the trace mode of drawing is made superior, very easy, and far superior to the traditional methods of tracing. You may have done traditional thought methods of tracing, tracing paper over another drawing, drawn over that, and then transfer that to somewhere else. This is extremely powerful method of trace drawing, which enhances your skills in the very core's fundamental art, like for example tones. So when I talk about tones, I'll give you a quick example. I'm talking about, look at her eyes are dark, she has a suit, her hair is brown, and there's colors on her face. I'm going to actually pick a brush for you so I can show you. Let's go here. Look here, it's so here it's white eyes, black. There's a darker region here, dark here. Her ears have some light elements, dark here, okay, and then dark here, and then of course her suit, and then the lips have a mid tone here, and there's another tone here, and then on the forehead you can see there's a tone here, and there's a tone there, and there's also a tone there, and tone in the hair as well. So this is what you should be looking for when you look at the tone ranges. These are the tones. They're crucial to good drawing. And block coloring is a technique of getting those tones. So let me not undo it, but let's discard this and open up the drawing again. Okay. So these are tones. Now, if you get closer, let me zoom in and look what we have here. Yeah, look what we have here. Again, I'm going to take this brush down, way down. So I got tones here, which is sort of black with hints of brown, tone there, another tone here, a very light tone here, a dark tone here, and then of course the eyes, and then a little dot in the eye, and then some brushes here, tones here, can you see it? Tones there, and then you could say there's a tone there, tone here, and then you build up these tones, okay? So that's how you build up the tones. That doesn't look like an eye, but that could be considered a line drawing, but those are the tones. So let's discard that. So as you zoom in, what I'm trying to show here is that as you zoom in, you have a lot more tonal variations that you can look at by zooming in. And that's the trick that we use, not the trick, but that's what we use to make the drawing look pretty impressive on a small piece of screen here. The zooming in and the smaller brush. The first thing we're going to do is, since we can pick the colors of the reference image when the cursor position is just on the halfway mark and above, we can use the block coloring. So I'll select a color, brush size, let's say 12%, and let's see if that works. Yep, that's a good brush size. So that's what I'm going to use for now. So I'm just zoomed in a little bit, select the color picker, and then I'm just picking her color tones of that hair first. Okay, and then again, and then again, right? Just picking the color tones of her hair. And that's what I'm going to do. Color tones, you see how it's changed in brown, haze, and then here, just pick. Don't worry about accuracy. Here, every now and then, I'm just picking the color picker so I get the color tones of that head. And remember, it's not the same. If you think all the tones are the same, you're thinking two-dimensionally. Okay, there. So this is block coloring. It's very easy. Anyone can do that. There, see? There, there, and then there. So block coloring through here. There, there. Can you see? I'm just picking up the tones, picking up the lighter tones, and making sure that I have all the tones of this portrait. So you could load any image you care to pick, pick like your family photos. All right, so we've done that. Now look at the tones here. I can see a tone here, tones here, the same tones, and I can see a tone here, and then I'll probably ever see a tone across the eyes there, and then around there. I'm gonna leave her eyes because they're such a small scale. They need a smaller brush for it to be more effective. Okay, there, tones. See how dark the tones change. This really helps you to improve your appreciation of tones, and this really helps you to rapidly increase your drawing skills. Trust me, it's helped me a lot in making photorealistic drawings just by drawing in this traced method. Okay. All right, there. Can you see the light tone? Look at the difference between those two tones. Just on her chin. Okay. And then here, the nose. Can you see the nose has this light tone at the top? And then I'm going to just go down here, and there's a tone here. And then just fill it in, the gaps, okay? That's all I'm doing. Nothing more, just adding the tones that I can see that varies. And then here, okay? Then you can see around the neck here, dark, where there's more shadows. And then here, there under the chin, there's a darker tone, okay? That makes total sense. And then it gets lighter and lighter and lighter, okay? And here, color picker, just keep doing that. Okay. This method of drawing really does improve your skill and appreciation of tones. Trust me, I'm not going to tell you no lie. This is absolute the case. It just rapidly. Have you seen any of? Have you checked out all my drawings? And you'll see that it doesn't look anything like digital. Most people confuse it with being done on some other art mediums, traditional medium still. But hopefully you'll know the process of drawing and then make impressive drawings the way it's meant to be, and digitally, like by hand. Hand is the most powerful way of drawing. Nothing can match, equal the, the method, the power of the hand, your finger. Look at that, it's way too big. So now it gives me an opportune time to reduce this. But before we do that, let's look at the block coloring that we've done. Look, see, that's the block coloring we have done up to now very rapidly, and I've left out the eyes, nose, and the lips and the ears because the actual size of the brushes was way too big for that, but I wanted to cover most of the regions like this. And you will note that if you look at the process of drawing of most artists, doesn't matter what art medium, they will go through a phase of early drawings which looks pretty blocky and granular, and then they keep working it their way up. So hence, they don't need all the special tools of digital to make their art look three-dimensional. Okay, so let's go down here and pick a brush size, probably the size of our earlobe. So I took it down to 5%. Yep, that seems to work. I'm happy with that. So color pick, then pick these colors that I can see of the, see that there? Picking these colors to the tones that I can see. The shape of the ears are such that there's a lot of undulations on the ear which cast shadows, and this is no different. Okay, so we do this a bit first, and then we can take it back, make that recede. Yeah, so the smaller areas we can cover quite easily by receding, by doing the blob first and then taking it, receding it. Okay, you learn that as you keep doing it. There's a lot of things you can pick up, techniques by doing that. But this is a general technique that I use for most of my drawings. So let's have a look at that ear. Look at that, how quickly that was done. Very, very rapidly. And now let's take a look and see if we can use the same brush to put down the areas that we missed. Yeah. Okay, there. And yeah, we can get away with this brush in doing the rest of the areas that we missed out. Okay. Okay. And then if you feel that be better off using another smaller brush size, yeah, go ahead. But don't spend too long. And that's what I want to show you. The ability of learning is dependent on how fast you draw, right? If you draw too slowly, you'll be a technical artist, which may be a good thing. But I think you want to learn, you want to progress fast by doing enough drawings, right? Let's let's do that first, and we won't bother just looking at. Look at the tones I'm picking out there. There, see? Very easy. Very easy there. This obviously is very dark here, but let's pick those eyes here, and then here, and then a very light area there. You can see a very dark area here under the eyes. Then we can go right to a nose here. It's very simple. Don't think about the details yet, because you'll see that the details get better as you keep drawing. And this is so fast the way we're drawing, isn't it? There's no time wasting. I may be moving faster than you think, and that's fine. Don't worry. You can always. This is a video, so you can always come back to it. So there are red lips here, right? So it picked up the red nicely, and then there will be darker undertones of that lips. It won't be a flat red color. And then look here, and here, and there's that, and then this bit which we haven't done, and then that bit, and this bit here, that little dark hair. So let's see what we've got here. Look at that. How quickly we arrived at that. Can you do that with using digital tools? I doubt it. So this was really, really quick. And now you can guess how you would add more details and more clarity to this whole image. So let's save that. So now you can see it. If I were to sit down with the person and show her this drawing, I think she will quite easily, the person I was talking to, about how she could not fully understand how you get to that full stage of the drawing from a blank piece of paper, okay? So now what am I going to do? I'm going to actually show you this technique here. So I'm going through this extremely rapidly, okay? I'm going to show you something very interesting now. We've got the 5%. Now let's take it down, really down to 2.34%. And let's see if we can add those details that was in, and see if that makes a difference. You know it's going to make a difference, right? Because it's so smaller, right? Okay, can you see the tones there? If you don't see those tones, I'm going to show you how to get those tones out by using the trace bar. Look, you can move it up and down, and providing you're in the top half, you'll still be able to use the color picker. Right. There, this little. Right. Okay. And you can see I'm getting these tones that were her brows, eyebrow. And then let's take a look. Then you can compare her right eye to her left eye. Yeah, big difference, isn't it? But still, we haven't quite captured the light of that right eye, but you can see there are more details. So let's continue that, and then I'll show you another technique. Let's actually take it down even more, 2% there. Let's see if that adds the details that we want. I think that might give us the detail for that. So I'm just simply copying the tonal variations going on around. I'm not focused on the eye itself. I'm just looking for tones. This is what makes you a really good artist. You can differentiate between the eye as what it is, what it implies, and the tones that make up the eye, right? That's all it is. I look at it with an artist's eyes. Right there. And there. Okay. And then there. Then there. There's some light tones there. Okay, let's have a look and see what that looks like. So I've got some eye work going on here. And then, oh, okay, sorry about that. Just something I needed to do here. So let's go here and do this face here with the smaller brush. Okay, again, you can see the smaller brush, and then fill some of the areas that we can provide more details. See that? How it's picked up the brush there. It's probably a lighter tone here. So just use a sort of like that, the way that I'm drawing here. And then you can see there's a darker tone here. And then there's that nose area here. And then this dark region that gives the details. And look, we didn't grab this bit. Well, now we can because we've got a smaller brush. Okay, there. So color picker to get that. So again, look here, we've got that area here, and then this color, light color here, and then the darker tone here, then here, then here. So we're gonna go here, then just reduce that tone. So let's see what we have here. Look at that, it's just a massive lift in the whole portrayal of the, but maybe perhaps doesn't look like Emma Watson, but still, you wouldn't argue that that's not bad, is it? And then let's have a look here and finish off around the ears. Really quick drawings you can make, and it really helps you to appreciate tones. Right, just touch it up wherever you see light and dark tones, and keep it very tightly controlled with the smaller brush. Right, don't go too far out with the same color. Just go back and pick the color. Just pick the color picker again, right? There. Here. And then what do we have here? We got some sort of a darker area that we missed when we were using the bigger brush, right? Okay. And here. And what do we have here? This is her neck actually. So just color picker. And then here we can do the detailing if you like. It's good practice. Just go here and just pick the color tone and just do the suit there. No big deal. And then let's go on this side, do the same thing. Here. Let's pick that. Let's make sure we get the brown tone lightly done, and then her chin, which shows a little bit of that darker tone under the chin. And then again we pick this oops here, Now pick the color of that suit, and that's it. That's all you need to do. So now, what do we have? Let's look at the whole drawing and this drawing, yeah? Look at it carefully. This drawing there. So you can actually flick through your drawing and the reference image and see what you need to improve on, yeah? So we can see that there she has this bit as well, which we haven't tackled. Yeah, so you can increase that brush. So this is where you can become flexible in just choosing the right brush size, using the color picker, go around the ears, right, and then let's get that little bun that's at the back of her hair. Right, let's see what we have. That's all right, isn't it? Has she got anything hair going on? She has a little bit of the other hair work going on here, but now I'm gonna show you how to use the density settings of the line brush. Now I'm going to introduce to this density. And what does this do? Well, this is something very interesting. Have a look. Continue to look there. It's sort of very smooth. It's not blocky. So how are we going to achieve that? It's very easy. Here it goes. I pick the color, this brown color, and then look, because I have a density setting 20%. I can literally just go over here, and then if it's not covering the full path, just reduce the density here, just simply go over it. See, how does this work? Well, basically what it's doing there, it's very white, which means we really need to get the color of this going on our forehead, right there. Right. So how is this working, you might ask? Well, it's very easy actually. Think of the density as an HB pencil with lots of gradients, very dark, and if it's very here, it's an HB, all the way it's 12B or even more, and then all the way here it's pure ink. Okay, that's all it is. So let's keep the density low and just blend this. Watch me how I blend this region here. There. Grab the tone, the dark tone, and blend it there. Okay, and now let's see what we have here, and then we can do the same. We can blend this to this right side. Yeah, see that? And then keep looking, and then we can say, well, I think I need a whiter shade here going on. So I'd like to, right there on her forehead, because it's pretty light, isn't it? That look, there's a very light shade going on here. It's almost like the light has fallen on it, isn't it? Probably the studio light. Okay, and then we have on our near forehead, because it's not that dark, so we can blend the lighter tone into that dark tone, which is what I'm doing right now. There, you can see how it disappears. Can you imagine doing this with tools? It's just purely impossible. That's why you couldn't get the details you can. Pick that. All right, and now let's look at this side, left side. It's actually quite grayish, that side, so we're gonna do that. Okay, get that dark, and then look at my drawing and what's going on with. Okay, and then here, this bit, let's see what's going on here. Some dark patch and a light patch, so you can flick just flick and then go back and forth. Okay, so pick that tone and then just meld it into the next region. And then there's a lighter reddish tinge to that. You can pick the color that was in the original reference, just to melt that in. And then what do we have here? A little bit of lighter tone. I'm using her color tones to the original color tones, yeah? There, can you see? You can go in detail. I'm doing it really quickly, but I would want you to take your time over this. And then see this light tone there? Again, go here, there. See that? And then around that region there, it's all white. Okay, very easy to remove that. Not remove it, but blend it. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Look how nicely blended it is, isn't it? And now let's go approach here. Remember, I'm doing this very quickly. I'm not making it like, I'm just demonstrating the power of these tools, just the simple tools of the density here. Yeah, I'm not using any other types of tools. And then here we've got darker brush, dark, going in here, right, trying to get that, the tones. She's got some hair in her. Right, so here. Right, and then we'll try and correct this. So how do we do that? Very easy. So that tone there. Remember, there's that little light that's reflecting. We'll try and capture that afterwards, but let's just blend this for now. Right there. This setting seems to work. And then here, look. You see why you did that? Is because you have that tone that's stretching out, so it's too big for that face. So I'm going to reduce that. And then I'm going to take the density down just a tad. It's all experimental. You need to understand that. You need to play with these tools for this subject you're drawing, okay? And then we have this lovely pink tone that's here. Okay. And then what do we have here? We don't want to, we have this here, this little grey tones is going here. Let's see, there's grey tones going there. And then we have, what do we have here? So we're going to increase that because we want to capture that chin, which is at the edge. So we're going to capture that and I'll really take that down and then just get the outline of that. See that? Yeah, we just want to capture that. Okay, just capture that, and now what we can do is, it's all a question of looking at your drawing and looking at the original. Remember, I'm having I got a white tone, so I'm gonna pick the white tone from my brush and then make it recede because I'm not using the background exactly. And then now I'm gonna take that down, keep the blending, keep the density low as we had before, because now I'm going to work on this area. So let's see what happens. So see that? That's what I'm trying to capture there. Can you see it? So capture some of that dark, capture some of that dark, and then if it's not dark, just use that to take it, make it dark, okay? There. And we got something like that we have, but I feel that I need to take some of that white out. Okay, so I'm going to take some of that white out. There. Alright, let's see what we have here. Much better, isn't it? And now let's, she actually looks a lot older than on our photo. So let's continue the blending. Let's take that again. And let's just continue this color, which is really just these lovely colors that are going down, and we want to smoothen this, right? Just these lovely colors, and increase it if you have to, the size, so you get a bit bigger. Right there, there's a darker patch there. Right, do you see how quickly that blended? There, look at that, how quickly that was done, so easily. And then there, as you can see, there's that little patch of that, the light color that goes across the back of the muscle, neck muscle there. And then what do we have here? We have a sort of a dark tone here. All right, let's see what we've got here now. It's looking like a drawing, and right, that you can be quite proud of, isn't it? And then let's go here. I think I'll just carry on a little bit and see what we can do with that. Can you see that mark there? Although it's pronounced on the original, we may want to reduce that with the brush size. Got that brush. Okay. So give that like has some let's see that there's a brown there. So take that, diffuse that into that, very easy. Then take some of this and then let's diffuse that in there, and then around the nose here, around the nose, the bottom of the nose, take that down. So now to remove that was there, and then we got some this lighter tones here, so it's okay. And then we got this dark tone here around the nose. So again, take it down if it's not working. Try and keep changing the density. There, is it? There. Then you got that dark tone here. And if it's not working quickly, right, you can increase the density right here. There. Okay. Then this very light tone here, top of the nose. And do that there very quickly. You don't have to spend too much on it. And then here, we got that nice sort of V shape here. Right, so get that color, that V shape there here. And then just around here. Okay, and then across the nose here. Look at that, very, very subtle. So let's see if we can pull it off there with that subtle brown. Right, very subtle tone. Yeah, it's almost, can you see it? That's only because this is so light, right? You'll see what I'm trying to show you. This region is so white. Okay, so you can see where I'm going with this, right? Let's look at her nose now. Look at that, so much better, isn't it? So again, we can color they blend this, again using our blending tool, not blending tool, sorry, but blending, our blending method. Let's see. So we can take some of this colors down here, right, just to mix it there. And then look at these eyes. We can actually improve these eyes. So you can see how far you can go. You can keep going. And then if you need a little stronger blending going on with a little bit more effort, then yeah, do that like the way I'm doing right now. Right there. You can see it's more dark there, more dark, and then it's actually more light here. Right, that's it. Okay. And then what do we have at the top here? We have a very light tone, so we can keep blending it here. Then around the eyes, we have a lovely blending going on here. So if we get the brush size and then if we look here, we have this white tone, which I would like to put here, okay, to give the impression of the pupils. All right, there, and then do the same thing here. It's a little bit of a blob. So again, we fix that. And even then, that's too big. See, as you get better, this brush size becomes too big for you. Down here. So she's got a little bit around the eye. She's actually enhanced her eyes with some makeup. Then here we've got that lovely blue, which gives this eyes, and then the dark. Don't forget the dark. There's some dark going on here for the pupils. And then just really quickly, do you see how quickly I'm working? Really rapidly. I'm not spending any time here. Can you see that brown? That brown just comes up, and then we're going to take that up and then blend with that skin tone. Okay. That's all we're doing, blending with that skin tone. There. And then we pick the brown here with the eyes there. Oh, I got a comment. Didn't know how to look at the comment, but I really appreciate the comment, and I didn't see what that comment was. I actually missed it, but you have to forgive me because this is something new I'm doing, and I like to give feedback. Absolutely, this is what drawing is all about, to give feedback, comment, and I will take that comment, and of course, after this drawing I'll do it, but I will hopefully get, with enough users, have more people commenting, and I can chat on another laptop while I'm also doing the drawing. Why not, right? Okay, so let's look at this and go here, and you see here it's got a big brush, so I'm gonna take that down and increase that, the there. Can you see it? You can go over it like that, and then you can stretch it out so you can turn her hair, what looks blocky, into something that's more and less of an eyesore, right? Just a little effort, right? So giving the appearance that this is hair, not a blob of hair. Let's take that down. Let's take the black up as well, right? The black color, which gives depth to that drawing. And then let's go here, right here, there you are, there you are. So you can see, this is what I want to show, is that since more and more people are interested in this method of drawing, is to show you how easy it is to draw naturally on using the digital media. It's nothing complicated, and that's what you should do. You shouldn't be turning to tools. You are the master of the tools yourself. You're the person in control, and therefore you can decide to build these techniques that are most important to drawing. Yeah. So I'm going to try and take that back here. Can you see it? That white? Just like take it back. I think it was a bit too much there. And then let's see. I think we have something that we can probably, except for the ears. Let's try and fix the ears. Look at that. When you take a close up, just looks crazy, doesn't it? So I do appreciate any comments and feedback, and I'm sure to read it. And then as the number of people join me for these live tutorials, I'm very happy to chat interactively with you, and that's what should be all about. Oops, look at that. So funny. Let's take that down. Right, and then here. So I've got a pretty 100%, you see. So it's pretty, you can tell that was at 100%, right? So you can take that, play with the density, right, setting, that's 1.8%. Right, so the area I needed to fix was around here. So normally this is a nice piece of territory where you need to make sure the earlobes and the earrings work nicely. Down here. Okay. So this is the brown area, so you're okay. You can use some of this, the brown, right there. Right, and then let's clean it up a bit. So here, okay, and then some brown here. This is so fun. I encourage you to draw like this, because even though I use Photoshop and GIMP, but I would not use it for drawing. This is so much more akin to drawing in the traditional way, and that's what I prefer. And I've always been drawing like this in digital media, and I would encourage you to draw the same way. Develop techniques. You've seen some of the other drawings I've done. Develop the techniques and develop your own techniques. Don't let tools dictate you with drawing. I mean, it's the same. I'm going to use the same analogy, and sorry if I'm repeating, but you don't judge a carpenter by his tool sets, do you? Judge him by his ability to create crafts, workmanship. Then look at that there, and then she's got this nice white thing that we know to be, and then we can add some of that white, give it a little bit of pizzazz, like she has a ring, she has an earring. Okay, so there you are, just a quick drawing of Emma Watson on this Paintology app. And you see how we've improved the ears with just a little bit of effort. We can keep on doing it until we get it exactly right, yeah? So until we get it almost photographic. So you can see this is how easy it is to draw naturally with the Paintology drawing app, or any other drawing app if you choose to do so. So I hope this has been a really good class, and I look forward to reading your comments, and please subscribe, and I hope to see you again. And please also mention any subjects. I just pick any subject out of thin air, and usually with the underlying aim of showing you tones, block coloring, and the techniques. You may have seen some of the techniques I used on the elephant drawing, and the furs, how I created the furs on the bear drawing, and also some realistic drawing of a cat. So there's so many examples for you to look at, and then you can try it out for yourself. And I hope to join you again tomorrow. And if you look at the page where I point to the reference image, you can get prepared drawing along with me. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.